Welcome back. I think we're expecting to lose my throne city. Yep, there we go. And then... Oh, and she took my vassal. I guess I should have helped defend them. I thought they could take care of themselves. Well, all the more reason to send these guys back up. And then... What do we have here? This is my new throne city. I think I'm going to have to go for a bathhouse just to offset some of this unhappiness. Thankfully, we've got Trismegistus coming back, and he should be able to take back that city fairly easily, I think, even with his weakened army. And then down here, bit of a threat coming in, but they're horses, so... Bigger threat is actually just the city being so unhappy, and also a large portion of my funds was coming from that city and that vassal. I'll need to do something about my money before the end of the turn. If I do this... Yeah. Makes it harder for him to get past without attacking me. Can my Raven take this? No, there's a succubi there, because scouts are really weak in my wrong kind of balance mod. I had the idea of making them very fast, very weak. Although I think I might have gone too far. It is interesting when you look at the design. There's two parts to it. I made the mod a long time ago, and so my design sensibilities have not only changed, but also hopefully improved. So there's that aspect of me. And also, you know, when you look at something in hindsight, it's not just the thrill of, I was able to make XYZ work. It's also, okay, it works on a technical sense, but does it work on a gameplay sense? Because even if you spend 2 years coding the most complicated, well-optimized program, if it isn't fun, then it's like, what's the point? But on the other hand, there is an aspect of, in the past, I had a much better understanding of the game's balance and what is good and what is bad, and that sort of thing. When the initiates were running around super fast, I was surprised. I was like, wow, they have way too much movement. What did I do? What mod did I do to make that so overpowered? I'm going to need to fix that. But then I realized that was actually a base game mechanic, and I hadn't done anything. Because there is a lot of crazy stuff in the base game. The March for Death ability, for instance. It's this incredibly powerful thing. You can heal all your units by 10, just by marking someone for death. And it's a temporary buff, I think, always. Swallow Whole, you just instantly kill someone. Disintegrate, instantly kill someone. The game has some very powerful things. But I think that recognition, looking back now, that the game has all these powerful things, also allows me to say, okay, it has all these powerful things. I don't need to make things overpowered for the sake of overpowered. I should only change them if it's fun. But well, don't try to make it unbalanced, but don't hold back some semblance or an idea of balance. But yeah, and this mod was never meant to be overpowered for the sake of overpowered. It was just meant to make things feel like dragons are meant to feel terrifying and unstoppable, which I sort of forgot about when I attacked that gold dragon. You know, the gold dragon giveth, the gold dragon taketh away. I don't know where they went. Part of my rationale for allowing these rebels to just take over was also that it'll slow Isabella down, because she'll have to actually defeat those rebels. It feels bad to be bouncing back and forth, but getting 2 shock troopers could be the difference between winning and losing this game. I think I go for it, unfortunately. if they stand by the shore, I can theoretically do an amphibious assault on them, like I did last time. Okay, so I don't think they'll have any... Oh, okay. I was going to say I don't think they'll have anything that'll cause me the slightest bit of problems. Assassin... That is so many succubi. You are my leader, so you're immune. My giants better be immune. Giants are not immune. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Plus side, if we attack here, we deal with all of this without dealing with those. But this fight just became a little bit scarier. Well, I don't think there's much I can do about that, though. Just have to hope that the succubi... Just, if they get close, target everything on them. Okay. And it has a 5-turn cooldown, so I could also send in the Civic Guard as a bit of a alternative target for them. Storm Sisters need to get to Veteran. Okay, so I can level them up in the course of this battle in order to protect against Seduction. I can also take my giants back over with Charm. But problem with the Charm giant, don't kill anyone near them. I guess we'll keep everyone separate, because you can't move immediately in the same turn you're charmed. So they're not willing to be baited forward. I think I just have to... One thing I can do is stick my giants side by side. So if one is mind controlled, it keeps the other in check. And these ogres could tear apart the rest of the army, basically. The only risk here is the trebuchet. Yeah, look, all the icons so cool, but is that actually good ability? And I think it's very fun. And that's the point of my mod. Fun more than balance, but still keep it balanced. I want every last thing to feel overpowered, basically. And so that's where the cherub thing, right? It makes the Theocrats... Because the problem is the Theocrats were falling behind because I was buffing everyone else. And it makes the Theocrats much stronger if I give them the Divine Soul ability. But it makes them so unfun to play against. And kind of even when you're playing as them, it's like, oh yeah, I got another stage. Just wait, fight's not over yet. Can't just let my units die. They have to always bring a second guy. I'm saving my spell power for the fight with the 5 succubus, which is coming up. If I can. And if I can win this fight without losses, which will be tricky with the trebuchet deck, but if I can do it without losses, it'll also mean I don't have to deal with... It means that they're losing stuff and I'm gaining stuff. So I can slowly start pulling ahead of her. Because she started way ahead, and then I think she's actually gotten more ahead since then. Those guys, yeah. Then... The ogres would do amazing against the trebuchet, because I believe they're demolishers. It'd be weird if they weren't. How can I turn that? As much as I want to... Well, I have to focus the succubus either way, but they're too far away, so... In the meantime... Let's force my way through their army a little bit there. And... risk here is the assassins killing my frost elemental, or my storm sisters. I'd really like to have that dash ability, whatever it was called. Okay, taunt doesn't Why doesn't taunt have, like, unlimited range? It seems... I guess you can only shout so far. That's one I would change, except I'd be worried about trusting myself to getting the balance right. This Civic Guard. I don't mind losing the Civic Guard. Are Griffins immune to mind control? It feels like something they might do. They are not. It's tricky. The problem with their ranged attack is they have a ranged attack, so if they get mind controlled... Okay. Yeah, that's a shame. I didn't want to lose those ogres. Okay, good. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to waste my mind control there. Wow! What's going on here? Are longswords specialized against monsters? I'm actually quite surprised that's been happening. My unhappiness isn't helping. But still. I'm impressed. The fight isn't going... I could have tried to seduce the assassin, I guess. Still can. They're gonna need to get out of there if they can. Right. So I go here, and I have one yellow left. It's 2 actions, and I want to pick these out. Okay. They're done with. You're done with. Longsword remains a threat. They're always annoying. Civic Guard. Take out those. I guess I should have shot them when the... No, that was here that... No, I should have shot them, yeah, okay. When I had the chance earlier. Then... I don't think a halberd here is going to take out a griffin. Trebuchet plus a halberdier. I think this will be okay. I know we still have the spearman. Shame about the ogres. I didn't lose the giant though, which is a big deal there. So, 4 succubi. Not a fight I'd want to take. Okay, so Seduce has 12 attack. We're looking at 13 and 13, which means it's about I think it's 5% either direction you're above their resistance, so we're looking at about a 45 to like 35 if they're defending % chance to seduce a giant, which is pretty high. That's basically guaranteed with all 4 of them if they go for them. Crow would help. Just another thing for the succubi to target instead. And then, actually, what the crow can do is see if it can grab me anything from the inn, or draw away the succubi and I can take the town. Okay. Now this fight might change things a little bit for me. Turn my luck around. So I don't believe I can land, and I don't think I'd want to land if I could. The goal here is going to be grab that shock trooper. By any means necessary. Throw away both those birds if I need to. I should have brought one of the birds into my army. I have a lot of means in order to get him as well. But like, you know how I was saying I don't want to play it like optimally all the time because it's boring, and that's out the window right now. We're going full abuse the game's mechanics to their fullest extent right now. Fortunately, black knights rather, great against flying units because they are pole arms. Can't afford to have my spiders die. The archers I don't care about. My archers I don't care about their health at all right now. I don't want my spider to die until it can trap the shock trooper. Although I could just kill the shock trooper as well, I guess. Which is another option. So then I can resurrect it. Yeah, the birds I'm basically saying they're lost cause. You can do a little damage there. And finish off those. We have to be careful not to kill the shock troopers when the opponent has nothing left. So I think what I'll do, I was going to incapacitate them so I could deal with the other guys. I don't want those priests to die. So with that in mind, I can always dispel the orcs. Give them back to the other guys. Or they can kill their orcs. Plan is to kill the shock troopers. And do whatever it takes to keep the priests alive. Thankfully the priests are ranged. Meaning I can simply give them a bunch of targets. Hopefully they'll shoot them. And they don't die from poison. Good. They died on top of the Black Knights. Nothing I can do now. Oh, it hurts. I get one shock trooper at least from all this. Because I want to save my spellcasting for this fight here. I was talking about synergy a while ago, about how Draconian Apprentices have an AoE stunning attack, which is ridiculous. Another good synergy is the Orc Succubi, which thankfully they only have one of, but they're kind of like they do everything, right? They fly. I think they can see invisible units. Yeah. They're immune to mind control. They can seduce. They're a support unit. They can throw curses. They're good in hand-to-hand combat. Like, they're just good at everything. Bit of a nightmare to deal with. But I think I'm going to have to. Even if I lose control, these are that much closer. Yep, they just need to shoot something like once and they'll be ready to go. Curses are good. Just need to hit something with a Storm Sister. And give the Succubi something to target. And if they don't target them, then they can go and kill them themselves. Can bless my giants. I think it's worth it. Just so they don't lose control. Especially with the curses. Well, they haven't cursed my giants for some reason. But the curse, I believe, yeah. It's like the opposite of bless, so it makes them more susceptible to seduction. Yeah, because when they curse the giants, it makes them easier to seduce. Yeah, they go in for the seduce like that. Okay, good. Good. We have 2 failed seductions. Problems have been slightly shrunk. I care more about getting more shots off, because that's leveling up. And now I have a D spell. Look at that. Like a unit dedicated to fighting lost against the Succubi. Crazy. Stand about here. Fishes you off. And the guard is just gonna have to stay there. Better not to stand next to a unit anyways. Nice. Okay, things are looking... I might lose my Griffin Rider to the Black Knights, which would suck, but it's not me losing the game. Okay, they're just coming in to be a target, which I am all for. I really don't take much damage from this. Takes such a hit, it's ridiculous. Okay, that's one of them out of commission. And 45%. Backstab. And you still can do a bit of assassinating of your own. And then the threat is the cavalry. Cavalry are a threat to my assassins. And they're not happy right now. What's the experience? I guess Sundrin. Yeah, what was that? That was 1 loss, and it could have been a total loss. One of those tricky fights with Succubi. I'm feeling pretty good after that fight, because that was definitely a lose-the-game type of fight. Not from the fact that I would actually lose the game, but from the fact that it could have gone very poorly, and then I would have lost both my giants, which are sort of my fail-safe right now against any threats. Like, even if I lose all my towns, and even if I lose, you know, Trismegistus's army again, I still have 2 fire giants. It's like, I haven't been in danger yet, really, because of that. Shadowstalkers, I think, do bonus damage against giants, but the giants should do bonus damage against Shadowstalkers, so it all works out. Seduction range, seduce rather range, it does not. Scary thing would be Reskar getting seduced, because he's kind of unkillable. He'd tear apart my whole army. And then I'd lose the game because, for some reason. Yeah. I've said it enough. Okay, that's a bit of money. Right, fights give me money. That is important to remember. Range? I get, are these? Yeah, weird. Oh, these are new rebels. Okay, I thought the rebels had decided to expand outwards. No, these are fresh rebels. Ravens next to them. And on the other side for the line of sight. I think I'll make it over there in time. Okay, this is good. They're getting drawn over. Then just continue to move everyone up into position. Or can I get this thing? I get 2 poison blades. So yeah, I think both have to go to the Griffin. Not looking good. Those. A couple of those. Smack them with a battering ram. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about battering rams a lot more. And, so, you know, they have no mind. They can't be mind controlled. They don't get retaliated against when they attack. They're very cheap to make. They're very tanky. They're really growing on me, actually. I think they make a really good support unit. Like, you don't want them to be the core of your army, but if you just need some tanky units to get in the way, very good. Even without my little buff to them, which I think fits them really well. I'm very happy with it so far. Okay. Longbowmen get on my nerves. But yeah, look at that. Just smack. Get out of my base. Just like that. Take out those longbows. They don't retaliate back, which is a bit of a downside, but everything else they do is pretty awesome. Okay, they also can't flank, apparently. But I think it's over. Plus side, when I mind control all these people, they'll all be high level. There goes my other city. I can build in one turn here. It's that Griffin's in a bit of danger right now. I might even retreat it if she doesn't fireball it instantly. Well, they're not fireballing it now. and in battle gain experience, I guess. A bit of a tickle. What's the deal with taunt? It should... I don't know. The range should be further. This one that was a change I made was increasing its range. I can swoop her in for a... The Griffin Rider, rather, in for a kill, I'll do it, but... I don't want to put them in danger. I feel like the AI does... Like, they're amazing with wisps, which they used to suck at, but they didn't really... They haven't figured out Spearmen yet. Orc Spearmen, because Orc Spearmen are scary. Yeah. Go over a little bit there. There we go. Then these off. And hopefully just deal with that assassin right then and there. Nice. And then I think he's going to die from the burning. The mind control? On the... Yeah, okay. I think the Griffin Rider just stands back. Yeah. See, they could be sprinting and then using Warcry, but they're hardly using either. So I didn't use Warcry either there. That was because I forgot. The AI doesn't have an excuse. Can I kill these? Yes. But if I kill these this turn, I might save Black Knight's lives. So, let's do it. If you're seeing a cut every time I do a battle, I'm just tabbing in and out to get past that bug, that glitch, whatever it is. This is still a fight that could go horribly wrong. If they kind of go all in, do an all-in YOLO response, but I think they will. That's what I would do, I think, if I just had the one succubi. Just hope for the best and try to control a fire giant. Just be a jerk and do a little bit of damage to some ravens, I guess. Okay, so that was basically free. If I could grab this Griffin Rider as well, that'd be nice. Then I can send one of them down to Trismegistus and keep the other for myself. Coming down, we've got you going up to destroy those guys. Okay, good. I'm going to leave it there for today. Otherwise, I'll just go forever. And yeah, I'll see you in your next one. Take care.